Data science. Let me start with the from the definition of the data science. Definition of data science is it is an art of making decisions. It is an art of making decisions by using historical data. Historical means past data, past data or previous data. Here in the data science, the main objective of data science will help us to make a decision. Where do we use the decision? We are using everywhere. Each and every industry are using the decision trees. Let's say telecom industry, supply chain management, e-commerce industry, banking industry, every other aviation industry, pharma industry, health industry, each and every industry they are using the decision. To make a decision extensively, we have to use the data science. Especially, everyone might get a doubt why it is famous now. Uh, After 2008 recession, Lehman Brothers recession, whatever it happened, everyone get confused where I need to invest the money. If I invest the money in some place, does it give a value addition to me, to my money? To understand that portion, we are going to use the data science. Suppose if I'm using the, or if I'm investing the money, does it make sense to me or not? For that purpose, we are going to use the data science. So before we are understanding in detail about the data science, first let's talk about the data. What do you mean by data? Here, data Here, data is a raw data, which are data means it can be in the form of raw data, it can be form of in terms of numbers, it can be in the form of facts, or it can be in the form of historical. Anything it can be. Let's say if you talk about history, let's say on particular date 1905 Russian War, 1947 India got the Independence Day, like January 26th, which indicates the Republic Day, August 15th, which indicates the independence. So each and every number or date also might have the some significance. Based on the previous data, we need to understand the impact or importance of each and every information of the data. At high level, data has been classified into three different types. At a high level, data has been classified in three. First one is structured data. Second one is semi-structured data. Third one is unstructured data. Data has been classified three types: structured, semi-structured, unstructured data. Here in this case, let's talk about the first structured data. Once we are done with the structured data, then talk about the semi-structured data, then we talk about the unstructured data. Structured data means the data set which consists of rows and columns. Basically, it looks like as a table format. Even layman who doesn't know anything or who doesn't know anything about or any knowledge about a table, if he or she look at a table, he can easily understand what does it mean. He may not able to understand 100%, at least he can able to understand the 5% of the total information. So example of structured data can be SQL data, RDBMS, DBMS. Here semi-structured data means in semi-structured data, the data which is in the form of .xml, .html, .json kind of data. For example, if you have a Facebook or Facebook you have, in the Facebook you want to understand At what time most of the people are from India, especially let's talk a point in terms of India country. In India, what time most of the people are logging into the Facebook? At what time I'm generating the more traffic? Yeah, more traffic is nothing but the server is getting too busy at the particular point of time. That point is called as the server busy point. I want to understand in which page most of the Indians are spending in a Facebook. Does they spending to read the feeds? Does they spending to update the feeds? Does the Indians are watching videos? Does the Indians are downloading the data? Each and every information about what they are doing, people, we can able to understand. That kind of data we are going to analyze by using the semi-structured data. I want to target the customers. I want to know what customers are they doing in the websites, not only the Facebook, Amazon, Flipkart, Ola, Uber, everywhere, in the banking also, everywhere. What the customers are doing in their website, company website. To understand that portion, we are going to pick the semi-structured data. We will talk an example going forward. How do we use the semi-structured data in the real time? In the unstructured space,
Sorry, semi-structured data, in which format the data can be stored in the database?
XML format or HTML format. XML format or HTML format or JSON kind of format. Unstructured data means, what do you mean by unstructured data? Unstructured data means the data which is in the form of the text file, that Word document, PNG, JPEG, like image kind of data. For example, if you click a one photo from your phone, automatically you are storing into that photo in your laptop. It will be stored in terms of JPEG format or PNG format. By using the image, how do you understand the what does the image looks like? Nowadays, big projects which are doing by the government of India, especially economic city of India, economic like Mumbai, Delhi, and metropolitan cities. Like most of the terrorist activities are doing very high. By using the CCTVs, they are capturing the photos. Let's say each and every person information they are gathered in the other. Now by using the CCTV, they are capturing everyone photos on the roads, highways especially, and they're comparing with the each and every person. So it can be easily to track the communal activities or terrorist activities. You can easily find out the thief photos, all these things by using the fingerprints and iris. You can easily track. For that purpose, extensively they are using the unstructured data. Now, in the unstructured data, it is going to be stored in the images, all these things stored in the .txt file, .word document, or images. And some catalysts are there, catalyst to store the speech, videos, kind of thing. Directly, we cannot work on speech and video for the analysis purpose. It need to be converted either into the text format or image kind of format or word kind of format. Then only we can able to analyze the data by using the speech and video. Directly we cannot do. Now, how we are dividing the data science sessions going forward? We are dividing the data science session. First, yeah,
You're saying that photo or something, right?
yeah.
How do you convert text format into a need to?
We have a pixel form for each and every photo. We have pixel format. We by using the pixel format, we convert the images and we are assigning some number to that image. By so that we can convert that. We have a directly in data science. There are some tools to convert that. And how we are dividing the entire data science into three phases. First, we are going to discuss about the structured data. Once we are done the structured data, we will discuss about the semi-structured, and then finally we will discuss about the unstructured data. So let me continue with the structured data. What is the structured data and how it is going to be? What do you mean by numerical data? What do you mean by character data? How do we understand about all these things? Structured See, structured means which is a table kind of information. Table is nothing but rows and columns, which is in the form of SQL, RDBMS, DBMS kind of things. DBMS means database management. RDBMS is the relational database management. SQL kind of. Even layman can able to understand what does it mean. Even you might not have understand about the total what is exactly it meaning. At least you can able to understand. Suppose if you look at the data, does it the information regard the patient? Does it the information regard the bank? Does it information regard the telecoms? Does the information relate to the aviation? At least you can able to understand 5% of the total information. You may not understand the 100%. Some people might have understand about the 20%, 30%. None of them will able to understand 100% unless until you don't have a knowledge about a particular table. Now, structured data has been classified into 4 different types. One is nominal data. Second one is ordinal data. Third one is interval level data. Fourth one is ratio level data. Structured data has been classified into 4 different kinds of data: nominal data, ordinal data, interval level data, and ratio level data. And here in this case, what we are going to do, first let's talk about the nominal data, then we'll go for the ordinal, interval, and ratio level. Nominal data. What do you mean by nominal data? Classifying the categorical levels of a data. Nominal data means classifying the categorical levels of a data. Nominal means classifying the categorical levels of a data. For example, we have a one field or one column like gender. Under the gender, we have a 3 different kinds of gender as per the government rules: male, female, transgender. We are separating the male, female, transgender, and we are classifying the gender. Male is a one separate category, female is a separate category, and transgender is a separate. We are classifying the each and every categories of a data. That is called as a nominal data. Or let me give one best example everyone can able to easily understand. So in the time of elections, every party they're giving the seats to their particular respective candidates. So they have to do the nomination. Let's say Congress, BJP, independent candidates. Let's say Congress, they have their own symbol. BJP, they have having their own symbol, and the independent candidate, they will give a separate symbol for the independent. So does election commission will give the same symbol to each and every person? No, it will give the separate symbol for the person to person, depends on the party. So here they're clearly based on their nominations. For example, let's say you are contested with respect to the Congress party. You are nominated with respect to on the behalf of BJP. He is nominated with respect to on behalf of independent. Let's say his one is. Let's say for you and everyone will get the different kind of symbol based on the nomination. What you have done, on what basis you have done the nomination? Does you done based on your own, or did you have a done nomination based on a particular party? With respect to that, they have given a symbol to you. So based on your nominal means nomination. Based on the nomination, you are classifying your symbol. That is called as the nominal data. Or simple terms, let's say Uh, mm, let me give one small example. Let's say in a company, CEO, CFO, COO, and senior vice president, associate vice president, senior manager, manager, and associate manager, lead, senior analyst. This is like hierarchy will be. Suppose the management want to take a high level decision. Does it include the analyst or does it include the vice president? Definitely they are going to include the vice president. There is a very less probable chances they are going to include the analyst who are at the fresher. They're not even, they don't know what is happening at the high level also. Based on their category, based on their level, they're classifying the things. That is a one more example of nominal data. Is it clear? Any questions about the nominal data? Next, here in the nominal data, we are classifying the categorical levels. Now, let's say analyst, senior analyst, manager, like this. Who will be the first preference? Who will be the first preference? Of course, client is the other part. We are talking the levels. Manager is the first preference, or analyst is the first preference. We may not clear. Sometimes analyst might be a highest priority. Sometimes manager can be an highest priority. We are not able to. But how do I order them? For example, let's say, as we give an example of election commission. Election where everyone you nominated, you are everyone nominated with respect to the different. How do you decide who won the elections? How do you decide who won the election? As an election commission, how did you announce who won the elections? Based on what? Based on the number of votes. Based on the number of votes, whomsoever the person got the highest number of votes, based on their votes, they announce that the particular person has won the election. So here ordinal data means classifying the categorical levels of a data based on the particular property or particular character. Ordinal data means classifying the categorical level of a data based on a particular property or based on a particular characteristics. Let me write down another page. Let me write down the same thing. Ordinal means classifying the categorical levels of a data based on the particular property or characteristics. Let's say, let me give you one example. Let me give you one more example. Let's say 10 cars are standing in a row. 10 cars standing in a row. Car length is same, car height is apart from color, everything, rest of everything will be the same. Just color is the distinguished one. Apart from brand name, engine size, height, weight, everything is same apart from color. Let's say 10 cars are standing in a row with a different color. Let's say, can you pick the fourth car? I did not mention. Do you need to pick from left to right or right to left? I said, can you please pick the fourth car? Sometimes let's say 10 cars are in there. Sometimes some people might pick from right side to the fourth car. Some people might pick from left side to the fourth car. We are not sure about it. So for that, if I set that fourth car, how do you do it? Let's say for each and every color, I give a number. Let's say blue is 1, red is 2, green is 3, yellow is 4, white is 5. like that. If I give a number to, number to the color, if I set the fourth color, if I set the fourth number, which will you pick? Based on the color, you will pick, or you are classifying the car. Here, what is the property or characteristics we are following? Color is a property or a characteristics we are following. That is the word of ordinal data. Here, nominal and ordinal is called as categorical data, or other name is a non-parametric data, or other name is qualitative categorical data, or non-parametric data, or qualitative data. Any questions about the ordinal and interval debit data? Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, Koti,
Yeah.
how can we pull up the nominal and this data,
How
ordinal
can
data? Like, how can we pull up like this category data, like by using R or what?
every
Like we have to. Go ahead.
in each and every tool, these are the common things. Let's see, when we are talking about the structured data, at structured data we have a numerical data and character data. Again, in the character data, what are the different kind of things we have, that we are discussing in each and every project. When we are talking about that, we will might have the ordinal data, nominal data, as well as we have the continuous data, we have the interval level, to say we have a ratio level data. We will talk about the one by one, and there we will get a more clarity about the data. This we will do in R, this we will do
Okay,
in
thank you.
Python, this we will do in SAS also. Now,
Okay, I'm good.
yeah. Now let's talk about these are the nominal and ordinal, is also called as categorical data, or it is also called as the qualitative data, or it is also called as non-parametric. Why we have mentioned non-parametric? Unless until we did not change the color or anything value, it doesn't change. It will be the constant. So that is the reason we said it is a non-parametric data. Next thing will be level interval level data. In interval level data, basically we are talking about the range level data. Other name of interval level data is also called as continuous data, or continuous data. Here in the interval level data or continuous data, let's say someone asks you what is the temperature today. Someone asks you what is the temperature today.
Can't find today. It will be very from depends upon the time.
Let's say if someone says that 20 degrees, will it be the same for entire day? It will not be. There is a minimum temperature will be there. There is a maximum temperature. Let's say if someone says minimum temperature 10 degrees, maximum temperature 20 degrees. It can be a 10.999. It can be a 11. It can be a 11.9999. It can be 11.01. It can be 12 point. It can be 19.9, or it can be exactly 20. So it is varying in between the two data points, or in between the two ranges. 10 is the one range, 20 is the another range. It is varying in between the two ranges. So here interval level data is nothing but continuous. It is varying the any point between the any data between the two different points. To measure the Fahrenheit or Celsius or temperature, how much rain forecast is going to happen, everything which comes under the continuous data. To measure the, it measures the range, interval, level data. Examples are temperature, rain, how much rain forecasting is going to happen, all comes under the temperature or continuous data. Next one will be, what do you mean by the next one? Next one is the ratio level data. Ratio level data. It is also called as a discrete level data. Someone asks you, hey, what is your age? Someone asks you, what is your age? If I said 25 years or 26 years, is exactly 26 years? No, it can be 26 years, 2 months or 3 months or 5 months, 10 days or 3 days. But still, what do you say? Someone asks you, exactly 26. So you will say the rounded figure, right? Let's say if someone asks you, what is your salary? For example, you are earning 95,000 or 96,000 or 99,900. What will you say? I am earning per month 1 lakh rupee. For example, if my salary is 80,000, exactly I am earning 79,000. What will you say? Someone asks your dad, or someone asks, let's say you are looking for the marriage, someone, they ask you, what is your salary? My salary is 1 lakh. Even my salary is 95,000, still we are saying that round figure as a 1 lakh. So instead of measuring the entire information, we are only consider the rounded values, or exactly we can say whole numbers. Whole number means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. To measure such kind of information, we are called as the ratio level data. To measure the whole number series data, to measure the whole number series data, we are going to use the ratio level data. In the ratio level data, one funniest part thing, always numerator and denominator always is going to be divisible. It cannot be infinite value. There is a some only particular value. It cannot be in the range. Here only we are talking about the particular point. In the ratio level, we are only talking about the particular point. We are not talking about the range value. As we discussed, like continuous, let's say temperature, it is in between 10 to 20 degrees. Like here, we are not going to discuss about the range. We are only discussing about the particular point, only one point at a time. It is also called as a point level estimations. Point level estimations. It is also called as the point level estimations. Examples are age, salary. Examples are age, salary. Let's do a one quick questions. I'm going to give the one question. Let's say I have a 10 countries with me. I have my information. You have to tell what kind of data type it is, whether it is a nominal data, ordinal data, interval level data, or ratio level data. I have a 10 country information. In 10 country information, basically the information is GDP. I given a ranks. like India is the third rank, US is the first rank, let's say China is the second rank, and Australia is the fourth rank. Like that, I have given the 10 states. I have given a rank. How did we decide those ranks? Based on the GDP, we have decided those ranks. Now, this kind of information, what kind of information it is? What kind of nature it is? Does it a nominal nature, or does it a ordinal nature? Does it a interval, or does it a ratio level?
So Ordinal.
Yes, it is an ordinal data. Yes, categorical data, and the categorical data also, it is an ordinal data. Let me talk about the one example. Mm, yeah, yeah. Let me talk about the one simple example. Let's say I bought a one product from Flipkart. Let's say I brought a AC from the Flipkart. The lifetime of AC is from 0 to 5 years. Then now this product is a what kind of category it is? Does it a nominal, ordinal, continuous, or ratio level? Yes. We brought a one product. The product is nothing but AC. The lifetime of AC is 0 to 5 years. Now, what kind of nature of the product it is? Interval level nature, because we are mentioning the 0 to 5 range to measure such kind of data. We are using the interval level data. Let's say in a classroom we have the 60 member students. In a classroom we have 60 members of students. The students have various marks from 1 to 100. Now the marks will be what kind of nature it is? Any question, answers from online class, guys?
Rational level data.
No, not a nominal. We have a candidates in a classroom.
Rational.
In a classroom, we have a 60 candidates, whatever, 100 candidates. We are not talking about the number of candidates we have. Their marks ranging from 1 to 100. It can be 2, it can be 3, or it can be 100, it can be 99, or 99.5 also, or 98.5 also. We are measuring the range from 1 to 100. So again, it will be classified as the interval level data. Ratio level means individual whole numbers. Here it might be 98.5 also, the decimal points. Decimal points cannot become as a ratio level. The decimal points always become as a continuous information. Let's say, let me give you one example. We have a, let's say, we have a one company, Wipro, sorry, TCS, Tata. Under the Tata, we have a different companies: Tata Salt, Tata Steel, Tata Telecommunication, Tata Gold. Like we have now Tata. If I talk about the different companies under the Tata, what kind of nature of these products these companies are? Nominal. We have a Tata is a brand name. Under that Tata, we have the different companies: Tata Salt, Tata Steel, Tata Telecommunication, Tata Gold, anything like that. We are not talking about the order. Tata Salt will be the first, Tata Steel will be the second. We are not talking about the order, or we are not talking about the range. Of course, if at the number, then only we can talk about the range. Here we don't have any numbers. Or if the numbers only, it is a whole number or decimal point, then only we'll talk about the continuous or ratio. Here what we are talking about, we are just talking about the classifying the categories. Tata Salt is the one category, Tata Steel is the one category, the TCS is the one category. Like we have a different card. To classify the categorical level data, we are discussing about the nominal data. So again, it will be a nominal data. Of course, it comes under the categorical level data. Now let me give you one more example about that. let's say we have 10 members Indian team, top order batsmen, 10 members like Sachin Tendulkar, Rohit Sharma, Ganguly, Kohli, like that we have. Now we have their scores like total scores like 10,000, 20,000, 5,000, 6,000. Now this kind of variable will be what kind of nature it is? No. We are not talking about who is the first. No. We are not talking about here which level it is, which order, who is the first batsman, who is the last batsman. We are not talking about that. We have just their scores. Ratio level data. Here, the scores cannot be a 0.5, it can be whole number always. We have a Kohli total score this much. We have a Rohit Sharma total score, Sachin Tendulkar total score, Ganguly total score, Dravid total score. We are just to have a score and name. So we want to understand the scores. It is a whole number. So to describing about the whole number is nothing but ratio level data. Now, if you look into the structure of the data, structure data into a graphical format, how do we look? Graphical means one flow diagram flow diagram. How do we look into that? Here we have the structured data. Yes, structured data again. So we can classify the categorical data. Here it will be a numerical. Here categorical data again classified into the two things. One is the nominal. Second one will be the again numerical has been classified into the two types, interval, and this one will be a ratio level. About the structured data.